What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Beyond the Gates. This was a good episode. I enjoyed this one. Um, Tomas. See, here's my thing about him. I like him to an extent, but I feel like he playing a game at this point. I've always felt like he plays both sides of the fence because you can't tell me he not feeling something for Eva. The way he always looks at her, it's in a, like, I'm feeling your vibe, and he definitely would love to sleep with her, like, because I could see it on his face every time he around her, and the way he just stares at her and stuff. Like, dude, come on now. Any fool could see, a blind man could see. He want to tap that. Like, come on. And we all knew she wanted to tap that too. And she was just out and out flirting with him at Orphe Jeans, talking about his six pack and all that. Like, come on. He knows she was flirting. And she was smart, though, for not telling him about that information that she has on Leslie, like that little evidence. That was smart. Yeah, he's a lawyer, but he's also dating Kat. So, no, I wouldn't have told him shit either. Absolutely not. Not unless she handed him $1 and he was now her official attorney. Then that falls under, attorney-client privilege. But other than that, I wouldn't tell shit. Nope. Absolutely not. You got to play that one close. So I'm glad she didn't say nothing about that. But then they started talking about this book or whatever that she's been reading. And he talking about how he loved fiction books. So she was like, oh, you can borrow it or whatever. I'll get it for you. And he was like, oh, how about now? Dude. See, this how I know he playing the game. Because she just told him she's staying in a hotel. Like, she's staying in a place or whatever. Now, you see that it's a hotel. Why, even still, why would you go to her place knowing it's going to be the two of y'all here or whatever just to go pick up a book? Like, she could have brought it to your office or, you could have just texted her and say, hey, I'm going to be at, Orphe Jeans or whatever, can you bring the book? Something like that. Or at the very least, once you saw that she in a hotel, why you didn't just stay outside the hotel? You didn't need to come into her room to get a book. Like, dude know what he doing. And I hated that she played herself. Like, when they was hugging in the room and stuff, mind you, Kat ass is under the bed. After doing a little search and seizure in the room. And Kat was so sloppy with it. At least this time, Kat wore gloves. I give her that. I said, thank God she had on gloves. But she done left the damn box out in the room and even noticed that box immediately. She was like, nah, I didn't leave that out here. So, Tomas was like, oh, shit, maybe housekeeping just left it when they was cleaning, which is plausible. She bought it because it is plausible. But, when they hugged, she was trying to kiss him and he pulled back. He was like, nah, I'm feeling Kat. She got me hooked. I said, damn, Eva, played yourself. I was mad when she went in for that kiss. I'm like, no, read the room. And I felt like she kind of read it wrong, but at the same time, she didn't read it wrong because I feel like he be flirting with her too in a subtle kind of way. Like, not the way she be flirting, like, oh, you got six packs and all this, that, and the third. But still, like, come on now. Because watching those two, it's like, I would think he was flirting with her too. In a weird kind, in a kind of subtle way. Not a weird way, but a subtle way. Because she was flirting today in a out in the open kind of way. Like, she was just being blatant about it. And I was like, damn. I had secondhand embarrassment for her when she tried to kiss him and he yanked back. I said, damn. I was wishing she didn't do that, but damn it. Well, you live and you learn. But, Kat was happy under the bed after she heard, his little declaration that he wants to see where things go. And, he hooked on her and, he want to explore what that could be. And I said, yeah, whatever. I was pissed with Eva when she said, oh, can we still be friends? No. After that, no. He talking about, oh, yeah, of course. No. How do you be friends with somebody that you're attracted to? Like, that's kind of, no. I'm just speaking from experience. I could never be friends with somebody that I'm feeling on a romantic kind of level. I just can't see myself being friends with that person. I can't. Because that'd be hard to do. Especially when you hear that, they've been out on a date with somebody else and all. Hell no. We would have had to break ties right there. Nope. Because I'm like, if I hang out with you, I'm not trying to hear about your date, knowing that I'm feeling you. Like, no. That's like torturing yourself. Hell no. That's why I was looking at Eva like, girl, no, you don't want to be his friend. It's either all or nothing at this point. Hell, you don't went for the kill. No. But you know that made Cat day. You know, when she heard that. Luckily for her, Laura called Eva, needed help, so Eva had to go. And she done found the motorcycle stuff. I said, oh shit. I said, you done got the evidence. I was pissed when Kat took that shit back to the diner. I said, now why you take that evidence to the diner? If you don't call Jacob and take your ass down to that station and go give that shit to him, why would you bring it to the diner of all places? Like, no. Because what if Leslie pop up or something? Like, she see you with that bag. No, fool. Take it to the police. What you doing? That's your first stop. Shit, you been hounding Jacob every 5 minutes for information that he don't have, and now you got it. Shit, give it to him. For a moment when Eva came back to her room, I thought she was gonna look under that bed. I was like, because when she was taking off her boot and stuff, I said, you gonna look under that bed? Nope, she too stuck on Tomas. Like, she all frustrated. I'm like, girl, but you set yourself up for that one. I'm like, nah, you should never went for that kiss. Hell no. You let him make the first move, not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you follow his lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he go for the kiss, then you let it happen or whatever. But you don't be the first one to make the move. Hell nah. No, you go off of his vibe. You don't try to create the vibe. That's where you fucked up at. Hell to the nah. You embarrassed yourself on that one. So anyway, moving on from that. That damn Joey. Vanessa is like a little high school kid with him. Like, all giddy and shit. So he invited Doug to the damn place or whatever, and Doug was pissed because Joey pretty much revealed to Vanessa how much Doug owe him. Bitch, Doug owe him $250,000. I said, oh, hell no. I thought it was going to be like 500 grand or something. I thought it was going to be higher than that. I was surprised it was like $250,000. I could have sworn it was going to be higher. But $250,000 is still too damn high. That's high too. Because I'm like, damn, that's how much you gamble? Like, $250,000? The way I would have filed for divorce after 2 seconds after I heard that shit, hell no. And Vanessa was livid. She said, I hope you don't think I'm going to write a check. Vanessa said, hell no. She said, I ain't writing nobody no check. And, you know, Joey was like, oh, well, that ain't really what I had in mind. He was like, you know, your business. So she quickly, you know, deduced that, oh, you want to use my shit for money laundering. Joey was impressed at how smart she is. Because remember when he was mentioning that shit to Doug, he pretty much had to spell it out. Because Doug wasn't getting what he was putting down. He wasn't picking that up. I'm like, sir, money laundering. What else you think? And he was impressed with Vanessa. He was like, oh, I see who the smart one. Because she is smart. She was like, shit. It don't take a rocket science to figure out. Like, look at the type of business she got. Like, why else would you be interested in that? And she was like, hell no. She was like, And you know, Doug tried to talk it up or whatever about the proposition. I couldn't even believe Doug had the gall to sit there and try to get her to agree to that shit. I was like, Doug, go on somewhere. Take your bum ass on. Cause no. Nope. Cause she was so pissed with Doug. She was like, so you just gonna sit there on mute? You ain't got nothing to say? You know what I'm saying? Vanessa, baby. She said, don't baby me. I said, for real though. Like, for real. And you know, this bastard Doug had the nerve to get up. Oh, I'm done. Ain't gonna tell Vanessa, oh, I see you. I guess I'll see you at home. Who home? See, the way I would have got up and slapped the shit out of Doug. Because first of all, you $250,000 in debt. Second of all, you want to use her business to clear your fucking debt. And then got the nerve to get up and say, I guess I'll see you at home, and leave her there with him after he just revealed all that. Yeah, the way I would have slapped shit out of him and filed for divorce. Like, really? No. Hell no. Doug ain't shit. But you know what? I don't feel bad for Vanessa either, because her dumb ass gonna get up and try to blame Joey, talking about, oh, you manipulated me. Oh, you played me. Oh, you made me think you cared. Girl, girl. This would piss me off with Vanessa because now she want to act like she's slow. You know damn well you knew that man's reputation before anything because she definitely knew the type of dude he was. Because her and Nicole sat around and talked about it. She admitted that she knew the type of guy he was. She know his reputation. Second of all, Nicole even warned her about him. And he showed you who he really was when he lied about his damn mama being dead. You were hit with so many red flags about this man and you still did what you wanted to do. And that's why Joey ain't stunting her. Because at the end of the day, Joey was like, come on now, I know you're intrigued by this. And she is. I could see it all on her face. She gave fake outrage. Cause she knows some of this shit turned her on. I mean, clearly she's not trying to part with $250,000, but she knows some of this bad shit turned her on. And gonna sit there and slap that man. And Joey just turned and started laughing. Joey, he loved this type of shit. He gets off on this. And he know Vanessa gonna be back sniffing around him. He know it. We all know it. That's why I don't feel bad for her, because she was warned, she saw all the red flags, and she still pursued that man. She still wanted to give up the cookie. Oh, we had sex, for God's sakes. Man, you was very generous with the punani, so don't act like he made you do something you didn't want to do. Everything you did was because you wanted to. Now, don't sit here and try to have buyer's remorse now, because you done gave up the cookie jar. That was on you. You let that man see that Hello Kitty. That's on you. Now you need to figure out how you and Doug gonna get up out this mess, if you really want to get up out of it. Because I don't think she really do. With her little fake ass outrage, please. She'll be back. She'll be back. Joey know it, one way or another. He gonna get his money on. He ain't playing. People like him don't play about that money. They don't play about their paper. You gonna come up off that shit one way or another. I can just say it. You either gonna cut a check or you gonna let that man in your business. One way or another, you coming up off that. So anyway, moving on from that. It was good to see Chelsea and Naomi have their moment, their hangout or whatever at Uptown, because we don't get to see them together by themselves often. So it's cool to just see them link up. I get exactly where Chelsea coming from as far as her frustrations with Kat and their launch of their new business and stuff, because it's a lot to run a business, and they're trying to launch it, get it off the ground. There's a lot of work to be done, and Kat is falling behind, all because of this obsession she has with Eva and Leslie. It's affecting her business life, and Chelsea is frustrated as hell with it, and I don't blame her. And mind you, in the beginning, Kat was the one rushing Chelsea to tell Danny about their new business so they can get this shit popping. Now you're the one slacking. You're the one taking your sweet time. They got moves to make, and Chelsea can't do it all because Chelsea's not the business. Like, she's not the brains behind the business per se. Chelsea is more of the designer. She handles that, while Kat's supposed to handle the executive stuff. So without Kat there to handle the executive shit, there's no way this is gonna pop. It's not gonna pop off. That's why I feel like Chelsea needs to learn the business side of things and not just be the designer, the model, or that. You need to learn the business. You know what I'm saying? So that way you could pick up the slack in case Kat fucking up, she doing whatever. You got the know-how to handle the business. You know what I'm saying? That's what rule 101. You have to learn this stuff. You know what I mean? You have to. Gotta learn the business. So then they start talking about this whole Bill situation and stuff, how he trying to act all invincible. He got, he could damn have a stroke at any moment if he don't change his ways and whatnot. So then they start talking about Chelsea little love life, and I am so tired of hearing about her cry about Allison. I'm like, girl, leave Allison alone, okay? Allison going. Let that go. So Miss Madison pops up, the mysterious lady that she met before. Homegirl try to act like she didn't know Chelsea. Like, she legit, and Chelsea was like, so you're not going to speak? You're not going to say hello? Like, she legit treated Chelsea like she was Jehovah's Witness. She treated her like that. Like, you straight Jehovah. And Naomi was like, y'all know, how y'all know each other? We met here, but we don't know each other. I was like, ooh, she said that shit quick too. We don't know each other. I said, damn, Madison. And she got the fuck up out of there quick as hell too. And Naomi was like, yeah, that was shady. She said that was weird. And I love the fact that Naomi accepts Chelsea for who she is. She was like, gay, bi, exploring. She said, I don't give a fuck. She was like, I just want you to be happy. She said that's the only thing that matter. I love that kind of support though. I really do, because not everybody gets that, which is sad. And I feel like more people would be happy if they did get that support. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it sucks that some people, friends and family, don't give that to them. But thank God, Chelsea doesn't have that problem. I wish people in real life, got that support though. But yeah, I totally agree with Naomi. Like, Madison was being weird as fuck. Because she was like, so she asked you all these little questions and stuff, but she didn't reveal much about herself. She was like, yeah, that's man shady. She was like, and she could be married, even though they didn't see a ring. She could be. So anyway, moving on from that, Bill is not taking his health serious at all. And of course, Haley is freaking out about it. Like, that man sitting here trying to act like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because she putting down her foot. She was like, listen, she putting her foot down. She was like, you going to eat right. She said, you going to do what needs to be done to be here for a long time for this baby and, for her. And for your other children, even though they ain't really mentioned Chelsea and Naomi. But this fool sitting here talking about he would be cool, if his son wanted to do ballet. He a damn lie. Bill know he lying, because even Haley was surprised by that. She said, as old school as you are, as macho as you are, you would be okay with a son that do ballet. Oh yeah, I would be. You a damn lie, Bill. Shut up. Bill know he telling stories. There ain't no way. Ain't no way you would be cool with your son doing no ballet. You tell them tales to somebody else. So they start getting a little frisky and whatnot. And this man he done went into it. He done look like he had stroke symptoms again. So they rush him to the hospital. Haley, all up in a tizzy, and Ashley trying to calm her ass down. And she talking about, oh, he got to survive this. He got to make it. He didn't even get to feel our baby kick. The baby kick, baby, you only 5 minutes pregnant. Your baby ain't going to be kicking yet. Like, you only been pregnant for 2 minutes. Like, damn. That's what you worried about. So Derek, he called Naomi and Chelsea and whatnot. And I'm like, that's a damn shame. And I get it. I'm trying to rationalize this because Haley is worried about Bill. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she didn't think to call them, but she could have called them. Like, come on now. So they rush over there or whatnot. Worried about their father, trying to get information, but actually trying to calm them down, let them know, listen, it's going to take some time. They still got to run tests. They still got stuff to do. So come to find out, because they were wondering if, Doug was there. And, Ashley was like, nah, he got another doctor, Dr. Montgomery. So I was like, okay. And when Dr. Montgomery came in, I'm looking. Bitch, Dr. Montgomery is Madison. Homegirl that was checking Chelsea out at Uptown and mysteriously ran off. I said, wait, so you a doctor? Ooh, wee. I can't wait for Chelsea to see this. I cannot wait. Dr. Montgomery is Madison. I said, oh, now that's some soap shit right there. I love that. That's how you do some good soap business. I love that kind of mess. So I'm like, why is she so mysterious, though? Like, you're a doctor. What you so mysterious about? Unless she, is in the closet, maybe. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, maybe she ain't ready to come out. I don't know. I wonder I'm intrigued by her, though. I want to know what her story is. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Peace.